Hello, everyone. Sorry about this, but unfortunately, I was foolish when recording today's episode. So I started recording. We got like an hour, 20 hour, 30 into our conversation. It was a really good conversation. And I ran out of space on the hard drive I was recording it on. So it's going to cut off short. Sorry about that in advance. There will be a part two to this episode where we go over what we uh, stopped recording for because this would have been really long anyways. But yeah, so sorry about that. Part two will be in episode 5. So please enjoy what we do have of this episode. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Hill Femboy Men Cult. Yep, that's our podcast.
That's definitely its name.
It is?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
hey,
yeah, my bad.
so we got Nick Bean Keeney in the booth.
No, we don't.
You know?
In the booth? Alright, you know what? Maybe.
We got Dylan, Deeran, if you will. He's
Hello
not in the
there.
booth, but he is here.
Damn,
and
get a
we
booth,
got
bro.
we got
So
Drew,
epic here.
Drafe Way, if you will.
Oh, I will.
You should. I wouldn't, but you can. I mean,
Yeah.
they would, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, well. Anyways,
You wouldn't make
yeah.
one of them.
So
Because they definitely would not, and we would.
yeah, that was some revealing news about Dreyfway. Anyways, so what we've been watching recently. So first part, Nick, have you finished Demon Slayer yet?
I've not watched an episode since last time.
And why is that?
It's boring.
Oh, okay.
I've already
Sure.
passed the only interesting episode I've seen so far.
Episode
And
19.
now I have no more drive to watch it for a little bit.
Have you been
I
watching anything
don't care how many
else?
people like that show. As for what I have watched, finished JoJo's Part 4 for the second time.
Okay.
And
Third
apparently
time,
I have
huh?
to admit, it was definitely, I didn't pay attention enough the first time. God diddly damn, it was good.
I thought you watched it once with your brother, once with us.
No, I watched a few of the episodes dubbed with my brother.
Oh.
That was fun. Not. God. Okuyasu's voice is very, very questionable.
Okay. So, what stood out this time as opposed to the last time you watched it?
What stood out was how fucking good it was.
what
Honestly,
made it
what
so
really
good
stood
then?
out, episode 1, I noticed it was very, very well directed.
Okay.
And that's not a thing you say for much anime. But fucking shit. Just like the way the camera was used was genius.
Okay. And
I know y'all were not expecting to hear that.
I was not
at all expecting that.
All I remember about episode 1 was it was Koichi's Bizarre Adventure. They focus a lot on him.
Yeah, they do.
But that was before he became insufferable.
He was never
well,
insufferable.
Honestly, Drew,
Koichi's
where
cool.
you
We're
said
not gonna
that
go
he
like the way
became
he was pretty
insufferable, I
cool.
didn't like him before that, and after that, my opinion didn't change very much.
Alright, describe this insufferability.
Okay, I guess we are gonna go into this
We
again.
already have the we are gonna go into this one more time.
We
we
vaguely
already
brought this up. in
Fine, there
episode
will be
one.
spoilers. But
Yeah.
Specifically, the one moment that completely and normally I don't let myself form too strong an opinion based off of a single moment of a character, but I think this can be the exception. It was right when Rohan was being attacked by I don't
Cheap
remember
Trick.
his name. Cheap Trick, yes. He's being attacked by Cheap Trick.
Wait, was
Any
that the
semblance-
back one?
Yeah, that was
on
the
his
back one.
back?
Any
Okay.
semblance of the character Koichi had, which was like a bit of a wimp, but would still stand up for the right thing when it comes to protecting his friends.
No, he
They
stopped being a
decided-
wimp during the Kira fight.
Yeah, but I'm
The
saying
first Kira fight.
yeah, but I'm saying he instead of doing anything that's remotely in his character, like deciding, you know what, I'm gonna toughen up and help him, or I'm scared, so I'm gonna leave, or any of that, he just says, nah, I don't believe you, deal with it yourself. Like, what the fuck was
That
that?
was
What
weird.
the fuck was that?
It definitely
Just
did not
his-
match up to his character. I'll give you that
It's
one.
so hard to decide what his character is because it seemed like the writers couldn't decide what his character was half the time. Because he kept like acting tough randomly and then acting like a bitch randomly.
Bro,
Like,
let's kill the hoe. Come on.
That
That-
should,
yeah,
that is
that's
iconic.
the
That is
genius
iconic.
of Koichi. He can be whatever he wants, and he still gets the girl
I
in the
want him
end.
to be a
My
simple
man.
In the end,
He got
yeah.
a fucking
character than
psycho bitch
anything.
in the end.
And he gets the respect of the
He did get
dopest
the psycho
character
bitch.
in the entire series. That's all you gotta
Jotaro.
do. Moral of the story. you
Jotaro
can
does
flip-
think he is.
You don't have to have
reliable.
a consistent character. You can do
Whoa,
whatever
you're
the
a very
fuck
reliable
you want.
guy. I'm glad I met you.
Please marry my daughter.
I would have. I would have hired Jotaro. I mean Josuke. He was cooler.
Yeah.
This guy was a lot cooler.
It's such
I
a
would've
shame
hired
that
Okuyasu.
Josuke was barely in his own part. If Okuyasu had a brain cell, that part would have been 6 episodes long.
No, that was funny because the second he grew a brain cell, the fucking Kira fight was over.
Yeah. It's amazing how brains work. Damn. Alright, so
Anyway, that's all for me. I mean, I watched
What-
a couple
what did
more
you
episodes
rate,
of Shame Flu.
part 4, by the way.
Oh, 9.
Okay. And Shampoo, what did you think of the next 4 episodes? Because we stopped on episode 12 when we were group watching
Yeah.
it, I think.
Yeah.
And I watched up to episode 15. By the way, episode 15 was a phenomenal piece of art.
I don't even remember what happened
God,
in that
it was
episode.
so funny.
What
What
was
happened in
about?
that episode was Mugen and Gene, I think his name is. They found some gold in the river and they went to a brothel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What? That's awesome.
And Mugen's a fiend.
He is a fiend. God damn.
Yeah, I
Can't
was
get
actually
enough.
laughing out loud in that episode.
Was that the one where the hoe swindled him too? Oh,
Yeah.
that's not a very nice thing to say. The brothel worker. Excuse me. Ooh.
Yeah, let's be politically correct for
Yeah.
fucking prostitutes. Huh?
Yeah, my bad. After we just said, let's kill the hoe.
But that's just a
alright,
JoJo's reference, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, can't be offensive.
Impossible.
Isn't offensive. Never.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on. I don't want to talk about me anymore.
Okay.
I watched a bit more Moriarty. Season 2 is kind of chipping a little bit, and it was off to such a good start. And I'm still, unless season 2 really does something dumb, I'm probably still gonna give season 2 the same score season 1 got, which was a 9. I really am still enjoying the show, but I'm under no suspicion that it went from season 1 being a show where I'm like, this is just a really good show, to season 2 being this isn't really that good of a show, but I still really enjoy it otherwise. I mean, there's still parts of it where it is really good. It's just there's a lot of really dumb stuff happening where they kind of, the writer kind of just, it seems like he thought like, oh, this is a cool thing, let's have this happen. Like, they're trying
And
to
it
write an
wasn't
origin
cool.
story for James Bond in that, I think.
What?
Yeah, James Bond appears in a Sherlock Holmes anime. That's a little
Huh.
interesting. Not sure if
That's
it was
unusual.
about
of the
being the
century.
same James Bond or it was just like a name that this character is using or what. But like I really hope it is just they're using the name because the audience might think, oh, it's a cool name, I like that, and not because they're trying to say this is James Bond, because I wouldn't like that very much.
Alright.
Also, Squid Game. Watched all of Squid Game.
Is
It's
it?
awesome.
Does it live up? I've been meaning
Like the
to
rest
watch
of the
that.
internet, did you think it was the
It-
greatest thing you've
Wait,
ever
Joe,
seen?
you didn't watch it yet? You
I haven't.
posted a thing on your Instagram of like one of the main actresses' like Instagram pages. I thought you meant you watched the show.
Me?
Yeah.
What? Why? What did I do?
A few days ago on Instagram, like on your story, there was like you like you know, like you like on your story you can
On-
like put like a
On
picture from like someone.
Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram.
No, I fucking didn't.
Yes, you definitely did.
Instagram.
Wait, do I follow you on Instagram?
Dylan doesn't use Instagram anymore, Drew.
How do I speak? Fuck. I unarchived my account, but I don't use it anymore still.
Yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't you. I thought it was you. I remember double checking. I'm like, oh, Dylan didn't mention watching this show yet.
I mean, I know what you
Okay.
mean. There's like that fucking hot
Yeah.
number 67 girl
Yeah.
who
yeah,
straight
it's
up
number
I
67.
thought was I saw everybody posting about her. I thought, why the fuck is everybody posting about like a 13-year-old boy? And I looked at her and I realized, oh fuck, that's a woman.
Dylan discovers
Okay.
women.
Base.
That
That was pretty base, Dylan.
okay, but either way, I really thought like, okay, wow, here's everyone's next big fad, mediocre show that people are finding, and they just think it's good because it's the first thing people are. I thought it was kind of like the Demon Slayer. A lot of people like Demon Slayer because it was like the first anime I saw. This is like probably the first like Korean drama show a lot of people saw. And people was like, oh, it's really good. I was wrong. Squid Game is really, really fucking good. Like, really good. You should all
Oh,
probably
wait,
watch it.
no, the first Korean drama people saw was Parasite, which was also
Oh, that was a
hugely acclaimed.
Korea just straight up makes the best shit. I'm glad
Parasite
Parasite
was
won like
really
4
fucking
Oscars. That was
shit.
insane.
Yeah.
And deserved it.
I haven't seen it
I
yet.
have not seen it yet either.
I'm
and I
gonna watch it
really
very
want
soon
to.
for sure.
I really should.
We
be
gotta.
watching it.
I need to. So I. Besides that, there's 2 movies that came out before it. These ones are from the same director. His name is Park Chan Wook. Movies. The one I have the poster of in my room. Old Boy from 2003.
Oh, that's by that guy.
Yep. And then not the guy who made not from the guy who made Parasite. That's Bong Joon-ho. And then 2016's The Handmaiden. Both excellent,
God.
excellent South Korean movies that I highly recommend you watch.
I should
And anybody watch. Yes, they are fucking. Old Boy is my favorite movie of all time. I have to
Really?
say.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
I think I have it like bought that we can just like watch. I remember I was so when I first watched it, I was so just in love with it. I ended up watching it like 3 times in a week and twice in the same day. I was so just
Holy
blown
shit.
away by it. It's such an incredible. It has one of the best fight scenes in all of
About?
just media. What's it about?
Yeah.
A man
Is
is
it live action?
Yeah, it's real actors. It's about a man who is imprisoned for 15 years, not knowing why, but knowing one thing: to seek revenge on whoever imprisoned him, and to figure out, of course, why he was imprisoned.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's one of the best revenge story. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of revenge stories really, but it's widely regarded as one of the best revenge stories just ever. At least in movies, I guess.
That sounds awesome. I should definitely watch that.
It is fantastic. Alright. I guess it's me then on what I've been watching recently.
Yes.
Not very much. Just two episodes of fucking Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. They do so I watched episodes 10 and 11. I gotta watch the last one. In episode 10, one of the main characters goes to New York, and they do that thing that anime does, where like when they'll have like English character
Oh,
speaking
no.
English or whatever,
Oh
it'll
Jesus!
be Japanese people doing it,
Oh,
and
boy.
they just have no
The
idea what
best
they're
part of
doing.
Charlotte.
Oh my
That
god.
show, man. Oh, that's a discussion for another time. Holy
Except
shit.
I'm pretty sure
I
I
think
might be
everything I said about Angel
misremembering,
Beats and a
but in
it matches.
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, there's like this dude at like a hot dog stand or whatever, and I think he sounded British, even though he was meant to be in New York, which made absolutely no sense.
That's
It
kind
was
of.
Oh,
also
you think
weird
British
is
people
that
can't be in New York?
That's
What's
base
also
though to be
weird is that
Japanese and think all.
they the character
White
was
people
buying a
sound
hot
English
dog,
people sound the same.
and it said the hot dog was like $6 or something like that.
Oh,
Or
you paying $6 for a hot dog,
Jesus.
bro? Oh my god.
Either
Call the
that or the
cops.
$6 glizzy, that better be fucking good.
Either that or the
The
character just
glizzy
paid like
gobbler.
the character just gave 600 yen. So yeah,
Okay.
I guess
That
that
was
was
a
the
little less than
reason.
$6, I think.
It's like
Yeah.
550, I think.
Yeah. Still
The
too much.
Japanese
Man,
yen
what a
isn't
great
nearly as
currency.
powerful as the big American dollar.
Oh yeah, I'd
Powerful,
put all my
amazing
trust in the
currency yen
American
is.
government.
Chad dollar.
Mhm.
So, anything else to say about Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Season 2? That show is popular right now.
It's really popular. I mean, it's good. It's great animation, great voice acting, good
Who animates
story.
it? They were that studio that
It's
burned down
cute
a
as
few years ago,
hell.
right?
KyoAni,
Burned down.
Kyoto
It was
Animation.
an arson attack.
That's
Oh, so
crazy.
someone went to burn it down?
Nice, way to go.
I remember
I'm a piece of shit, I'm
I remember
sorry.
finding out on the day that it happened, and like I only knew one thing that they made, and like I don't think I was in the anime really at all. Then my dad was just like talking about like, Dylan, this is kind of crazy, just because anybody, whether you're into anime
That's
or
just-
not, would have surely heard
Well,
about it.
I
And then
mean,
looking back and seeing like all the
Damn.
things they've done, even the shows I haven't seen, it is kind of crazy, like the amount of shit they've done. That of course I didn't recognize at the time that the tragedy happened.
yeah. It's kind of crazy. I wonder if something like that happened because like fans were upset with a production or something. Because like we saw some death threats or whatever to the workers at Mappa over the Attack on Titan final season adaptation. And honestly, if I were working at Mappa, I'd be kind of scared. People
The
are
artist
insane.
actually did say his motive. It's just they thought that he stole some like story that he wrote.
Oh. Okay.
I thought the arsonist worked there, or was a former employee.
Maybe,
or
I don't
something.
know.
That's kind of insane. All right. Well, weird transition. On to what I've been watching. I watched Odd Taxi this past week, and
I forgot about that. Yeah.
holy shit, that show blew me away. I'm not usually one to
That's
go
all gay,
after. Is there anything wrong with that, Nick?
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh. All right.
I'm not going to elaborate on that.
Well, okay, fair enough. So I'm not usually one to go for a show with like I don't want to say disinteresting premise on the surface, because like as soon as you watch the first episode, it has some hooks to grab you. I'm purposely not going to say very much because I think that's the best way to enjoy a show like this. But it's like, if you hear, oh, it's about this taxi driver in a city where everyone's animals, think that's kind of weird, whatever. But I watched a video by the YouTuber Giguk on it, and he described it in a really good way. So if you don't know if you should watch it or not, I highly suggest you watch that video. Got me to watch it, and it's honestly, it's a really good show. I don't want to talk too much about it because, like I said, kind of ruins the whole point of the show.
But when did it come out?
Spring of this year.
Hmm.
It's really new. It's really good though. If you're into just like, I don't even know what genre to consider it. It's like kind of slice of lifey, but then it has a really good drama plot. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check it out. Really, really
I
solid.
definitely am.
Yeah.
I'm definitely watching that show. Add it onto my list.
But anyways, on to the meat.
Actually,
Was there
before that,
oh,
I
yeah,
forgot.
go for it.
So that's all I've been watching. But there's been one other thing.
But
I've been reading an actual book, like not
Damn.
manga, for the first time in like
Oh, is manga not actual book?
no.
Oh.
that was pretty base.
I've been reading a normal book for the first time, called Wild Sheep Chase by Haruki Murakami, and I'm not that far into it, but it's really good.
What's it about so far?
So right now it's about this like recently divorced like advertising guy. What's the name? Like the guy who like makes the advertisements for stuff. Where it is.
Okay.
Guy that makes the advertisement for stuff. Recently divorced guy, and he has this like assignment where he has to like he made this like ad, and he has like in the ad like there's like a sheep with like a star on it, and he gets like some like he basically is like told that he has to like find this sheep or whatever. That's not the important part. The plot it's just like the actual like guy himself that wrote it. He's pretty popular, I think. But like the way he writes stuff is like really cool. I don't know very much about it because I'm still pretty early on, but like so far, there hasn't been much happening, but it's still been like super interesting.
Is this a Japanese author? Or-
Yeah,
Okay. Where did you hear about this book from?
guy on TikTok.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough.
The most
Um,
trustworthy news source.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly though, as long as you're like reading, like that's always a good thing. Like I've
Yeah.
always been in the mindset of like reading is objectively like reading any sort of book really is objectively good. It's just
Yeah.
that like
Like, I had nothing.
it's just that I've personally
Yeah,
never
not
been.
not any book. Have you ever read Mockingjay? God, that book is fucking
The
horrible.
Mein Kampf.
I think I have read Mockingjay actually.
Have you ever read
The Communist
Catcher in the
Manifesto.
Rye.
Dude,
Catcher in the
I ha-
Rye is
fucking
a
Catcher in
terrible
the
book.
Rye.
Was
you enjoy
Catcher
it,
in the
oh my
Rye?
God.
I need to reread Catcher.
Catcher in
Rye.
the Rye.
No, you
Bro.
don't. I
It's
assure
so
you, you don't.
boring, and it's not interesting in the
You're not
message
even a
it sends
teenager
isn't
anymore,
even
Dylan.
cool. Like
Well,
it's
Not a high school
They-
teenager.
But I don't remember like anything about Catcher in the Rye except that the main dude's like a loner and there's like the lavender room.
Yeah, but that's
Holden
all it is. He's like,
Caulfield.
I'm alone and I hate everybody.
Yeah,
And
except
you're
he
supposed
said
to,
it like,
feel for
I'm
him.
alone and I hate everybody. See, thank you. Talks that
why
way.
is he that? I don't think he talks that way.
Well,
From
I
the
think
way,
he does.
I don't have examples because I don't have the book in front of me, thank God. But I know for a fact the way like they had him speak was super weird, and like his
I'm sure I
sentences.
remember him being from like the Northeast though. So
Yeah,
definitely
maybe.
not that accent.
Yeah, I don't know what accent to give him, but he was probably like a kid from Brooklyn or some shit. Honestly.
I know how to figure this out. Whether I whether I need to reread it or not. Is Catcher in the Rye good?
You're gonna say
Google
yes, you're
it.
gonna say
I'm gonna
yes.
say yeah, but it's really not.
It's one of those
Alright,
books where people
the
think
fir-
that it's really deep, but it's not at
The
all.
Oh,
first
oh,
review-
you know what that's
The
like?
first review is a 1 star. It says
Donnie Darko.
bro awful. I guess that settles it.
That guy knows
Awful,
what
he's
talking
probably
about.
right.
My man Ethan Carson.
Oh my God, Ethan Carson.
I trust Ethan
Nothing
Carson.
but
Thank
respect
you.
for Ethan
Shout out
Carson.
Ethan Carson. I hope
Yeah.
you're listening to this.
Where the fuck you
What a
at, bro?
ledge.
Pull up.
Oh wait, hold
What a
on.
legend.
It said okay.
Yeah,
It
hold
said
on.
147
Hold on,
people
guys.
found that review helpful, but then
Ooh.
one review down, 5 stars. 212 people found that one
Yeah,
helpful.
Well, there's
I
more
don't
than
know.
212 stupid people.
I don't know
Yeah,
what to
there's
think
definitely
now,
at
guys.
least 212
How do I
stupid
let
people in
an
the
opinion?
world.
How do I let
look,
this
here,
be decided
I
for
know
me?
exactly how to tell you.
Alright.
That book is for people who enjoy things that are deep, not because they enjoy the actual thinking about deep
Actually,
things, but
you
because they
like Donnie
enjoy
Darko. Maybe you'd like it.
liking
would.
deep things.
I was gonna
They
bring
don't
up
enjoy
Donnie
deep things, they
Darko.
just enjoy liking things that are deep.
Yeah, I think I would love it then.
Oh my God, you probably would.
All right,
It's
so
for
should
me.
we talk about Donnie Darko a bit then?
We should talk about Donnie
Nah.
Darko.
We
Nah?
should.
For another time. For
I would
another
take
time.
Yeah.
it- I'll
We
get
should
too
another
angry,
time once
and I
I
don't feel like
rewatch
doing
it,
that right now.
and see if my opinion is still what
You
it
definitely
is.
should eventually, maybe the second watch, still watch the regular version, but on your third watch of the movie, watch the director's cut.
I got a better idea. Don't rewatch it and never think about it again.
I didn't even think it was a bad movie. I just thought it was a
It was
Definitely wasn't a
badly
good
made.
movie.
It was a badly made movie, but not a bad movie.
it was very goofy and it was poorly written and it was mostly poorly acted.
Yeah, holy shit. His sister cannot act for shit.
It was, yeah.
But anyways, so onto
But
the
Jake
meat and
Gyllenhaal
potatoes.
is hot now, so it's okay.
That is a reason to watch a movie where he was not hot. I agree. All right, onto the
Pretty sure he
meat
was
and
a teenager.
potatoes.
He had a
We-
fucking bowl cut. Yeah, I think he was. No, I think he was 19.
Alright.
19.
Yeah, wasn't that a point? Because there was that girl he kissed that was actually 16, and that was.
Oh
Mm.
yeah. The love interest in the movie was a minor at the time.
Oh.
Bro.
Anyway.
Why couldn't that
No,
have been me?
stop. Don't say base to that
You
shit,
know,
bro. Also, Dylan, what the fuck? Alright, anyways, onto the meat and
What?
potatoes of the
You
episode.
were telling me Jake Gyllenhaal is not hot? Come on.
Not when he
Oh,
was fucking 19.
you're saying you wish you were the 16-year-old. I thought you were saying you wish
Yeah.
you were Jake Gyllenhaal, so you kissed a minor.
No, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Ew.
Andrew would think that.
Yeah, Drew, you would think I would think that.
Pedophile.
And
Pedophile.
you would think that I would think that you would think that.
Nonsense.
Anyways,
Too much
so on to the meat and potatoes of the episode, JoJo's. We talked about
You
it
know, I'm a
briefly.
vegan. I don't like meat and
Alright,
potatoes.
well, you can shove your.
Maybe tofu and potatoes.
Alright, you know,
Actually, they're
never
too
mind.
starchy.
Tofu's fucking disgusting.
I like
Now,
tofu.
I will say this much: we have this
I
burrito
don't.
bowl at
Bowl.
school here, and one of the
Burrito
options
bowl.
is tofu, and it's seasoned really well, and it tastes good.
Fried tofu, that like I think it's called like age tofu or something like that. It's spelled AGE, but that's definitely not how it's supposed to be pronounced. That shit's really good.
You say you get it from like your school, like the cafeteria
Yeah.
there or whatever.
My
Apparently
cafeteria's
at
not
my
too bad.
school, apparently at my school, kids are like starving because the cafeteria isn't giving out enough food. It's like a massive problem here.
What the fuck?
I don't fucking know how, but I'm not a part of that, so not my problem.
Not my
You know
problem.
what I
I
mean?
guess. All right. Anyway, so JoJo's.
I
We
like
talked.
the way you think about it.
We talked about JoJo's briefly before about part 4, and now I want to talk about the whole series and why it's the best piece of media ever made, and why it also sucks ass. So, you know, you might be thinking based on that statement, how can something be amazing and terrible? But here's the kicker, right? It's so bad it's good to the next level. All right, so you know that like I just threw my fucking pick. You know, like those cringy memes you see online, or rather, the memes might be funny, but without context, you wouldn't get it. And you haven't watched JoJo's, so you don't know the context. And all the comments are like these cringy people saying "Kono Dio" or whatever. That makes you want to not like the show. That happened with our friend Chris. He refuses to watch the show because he knows people who are cringe and like it. But the show, it really harnesses that ridiculousness, and it's really showcased best, I think, with the part 1 through 3 art style of these 17 and 18-year-olds being literal massive people that could probably annihilate you with like a flick of the finger. And like just everything about it, it just screams that it doesn't make sense, but that's like the whole point of why you're watching it. Dylan, what did you say about JoJo's? That you
What
like
did I say?
you like turn your brain off to enjoy it or some shit?
Oh yeah, like I was mentioning to my dad because this one time when we were watching it together, is like I like to show my dad like more like thought-provoking, interesting shows, and I'm like, Dad, we're watching this one show, and it's just about like 6 foot huge, like 250-pound, 6'5" people just clobbering the shit out of each other. And I enjoy it because all I have to do is just shut my brain off, and you just get to see that shit, and it's fucking glorious, and I love it. It
Yeah.
just, and it's just mindless entertainment with a ridiculously high like budget and passion and like art quality to it as well.
Yeah.
I don't even think it is though so bad it's good because I think for
It's
a
not so
good
bad.
amount
No,
of it,
I
it
would
is
disagree that
so
it's
Part 4 is
so.
genuinely
It's
good,
not
to be
so
honest.
bad. It's
Okay.
good. It's
think
good.
both
It's
say
just that
well,
like
'cause
there's
it's
just
definitely not
literally
four.
like it's just that like like there's no story to it. It's
Yeah.
It's so
it's like
ridiculous, that's good, not
everything is
bad.
like explained.
Fair enough,
It's
fair
so dumbed down that even a 4-year-old can understand it. It's just like it was literally just like fighting, and that's it. The entire show is fighting and more different ways that they can fight, and that's awesome. You know, it just knows what it is. It's fucking glorious, and dare I say, bizarre.
I was gonna say that invincible
credits.
meme of them trying to insult JoJo's by saying it has a lot of plot holes and often doesn't make sense, but Omni-Man catching his punch, simply saying it's bizarre. Yeah, that's the
By
reason
golly,
That
it
sums up
sure
basically
is.
all of the show and why it's good.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Doesn't need to make sense. It's
Can't
not
disagree.
trying to be, and it's not even that it's like not trying to be good and it's like really terrible. It's not trying to like be super deep or be super artsy or be like an incredibly like
Or even makes
thought
sense.
out story or make sense even. It's just trying to be fun. They don't care about like for instance, similar thing. this might sound a bit completely different, but similar thing in like games. For instance, I play a lot of Destiny, and Nick does the same thing. We most of the time don't use the like super good stuff because we're not trying to beat the game in the best way possible. We're just trying to have fun. You use whatever you want. You have fun. Same with JoJo's. It just does whatever is fun. It doesn't try being anything super
Although,
winning
can I-
awards or anything.
can I just interrupt to say, when it does try crafting like an incredible character, specifically a villain, which we'll get to very shortly, it does it fantastically well.
Oh yeah.
That's the
They stay
genius.
just on the edge
of
where you never,
Zero
it never
complaints
feels
about any
off.
villains in that show.
Yeah, it's just at the very
But even
edge
like
of
even
being
the
good.
one-off villains, they're so dumb. But there's so much.
I mean,
fun.
that's the
Exactly,
point.
but when he actually wants to make the villain, who
It
is
doesn't
just an
feel
incredible
like
villain,
weird when it
it's
suddenly
fucking-
becomes really good.
he's a fucking amazing villain, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Drew, go on.
Just out of curiosity, which parts villain are you referring to? Because I have multiple things in
Fucking
mind.
3, 4, 5, 2, and 1.
I mean,
Well, I
mainly
don't like part
the
two's
obvious
villains
one.
that
I think the obvious one is part 4.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured you were
Part
talking
four is
about.
great.
But
Part 3 was better in part 1, but we're gonna get to that. We're
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah,
to that.
yeah.
But that was like, it's such like, it's so close to that edge of also it's being ridiculous and dumb fun, but it can pretty effortlessly switch into like, oh wait, no, this is like specifically like in part 1. I think part 1. At least the beginning and the end. The middle was weak. Everyone can agree the middle was weak there. But the beginning and the end, I thought had legitimately really good, well-written characters and just really nice. And the show doesn't feel weird and off-putting when the show suddenly just like Araki decides, you know, I'm gonna start trying now and write like actually amazing stories.
I agree with that, but also this was part of my issue with part 4, and a lot of criticism it gets online stems from this. He decided to make part 4 good too late into the story. Like if he had introduced
Yeah, I did think he
Kira,
took a little too long.
yeah, if he had introduced, well, I guess rather he had Kira in mind, obviously
I
based
just
on the
watched
opening
this, so I'll
shot.
speak to that in a bit.
Yeah,
Kira
he,
is the
he
reason why
had
I like part 4
he had
especially,
referenced Kira in the first shot of the show, but he didn't really get to Kira until much later, and I did think that kind of took away from my enjoyment because I'm also not a big slice of life enjoyer. And while it wasn't slice of life,
Was
it
Kira in the manga? That early.
I don't
Probably
check.
not.
I don't
I
know.
don't think
I
I'm
feel,
not
I
gonna
feel
say I
like,
would
I mean,
guarantee he was not.
personally, I kind of like how he doesn't get introduced right away, since it kind
Well,
of adds
yeah.
to, like,
I mean,
I
he got
mean,
the
right
layers
away,
of it.
sure, but
Not as Kira.
it takes him how long? It's not until like episode not 20.
It's a
like,
while.
like 17 or 18 for him to actually be involved in the story. I think
Yeah.
it's too long.
think it was 16, but I'm probably
16?
wrong.
All right. Yeah, it's
I like that though. Like they spend the time like going over like the main guys who are gonna be fighting and some side characters who get introduced and like play bit part pieces later on. And then once they get like enough establishment, like they get more establishment later, of course. But once they get like mainly established, then the main villain shows up, and I think that was
I
really
mean,
well executed.
I don't necessarily think that style is bad. I just think it took too long for them to establish that.
That's fair. I can agree with that.
Yeah, I'm also like I wasn't a huge fan personally of the like small town like small town fun. I don't know how to describe it. Just like just setting.
Oh,
setting
that
was part 4.
I completely disagree.
I
with
know
that
I'm in
question.
the
Well, that's
vast
100%
minority of
opinion
not
based,
liking
but
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I did enjoy that very much.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like what you call. It's literally. I mean, I like the whole like vibe kind of from it. It's just sort of like it's a group of like just ragtag high schoolers, and they've got to fucking protect the town, sort of
Side
thing.
Well,
note,
I mean, it
Kira
didn't
does
feel
not
like that
appear
to
in the
me.
first volume of the manga.
Okay.
He
Yeah, I
does
didn't
not
think so.
believe it. Araki has said before he doesn't do that.
Yeah, he doesn't
sometimes
think
will plan
ahead.
things a chapter in advance, maybe even within a chapter. He doesn't even know how he wants the chapter to end. He has said that, so I have no doubt that Kira was not thought of until he already was like, "Oh shit, wait, we're like pretty far into this part.
Oh fuck!
What is it supposed to be about?"
I don't want smooth stone. Damn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As cool as like Red Hot Chili Pepper was as like a powerful villain, he was not gonna hold the whole part.
Yeah, I thought
Mhm.
he would. If I didn't, I like the stand a bit. But the fact that he was like, I think he was given a little too much credit because he was it almost positioned him like you were supposed to think, oh, he's gonna be the main villain. But at no point did I think he was, because I recognized the whole time this guy's weak and relatively weak and not
Pretty
very
dumb,
interesting.
low-key.
Yeah, he's dumb looking.
Yeah.
He's not that okay. He's not weak, but relating to all the other villains, he's
Didn't
pretty weak.
decrepit Joseph Joestar like fool the shit out of him or something on that boat?
Maybe. Yeah.
that was
no. He got fooled.
that was just Okuyasu being a dumbass.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah, he was
right.
like, it's one of you two, 50-50. I will beat you both up to see which one's right, and he just guessed right the first time.
He also
That's
was
right.
amazing. I
Which
wish I
was-
saw more of
Oh
him.
my god, that was so epic.
Him and Josuke, they're both great and not in enough of this fucking series. Part 7 Josuke, or 8 Josuke does not count.
Yeah, well,
This
you're the
series
only
are
one here right now out of our group that's read
read ahead.
that. Yeah,
Or read that
Yep.
far ahead.
yeah.
I read everything that there has been in oh, well, no, actually, I haven't actually read the first 5 parts, but I've read or watched all of JoJo's.
Yeah, written by Araki, that is, because you
Written
haven't
by
written
Araki.
like you haven't read Purple Haze or George Joestar.
George
Yeah.
Joestar. I'm planning on it.
I do
Eventually,
want to
will.
read those.
I
They
think
look
once
really
they release like physical English copies, because I found out after I read the other parts that I enjoy reading stuff physically so much more than digitally. So once they release physical English copies of them, I'm definitely going to read George Joestar and Purple Haze, just not yet.
Is that like something that they've said will happen?
No,
I'm not doubting that it will.
They
but
haven't.
Yeah, but they have been out for a
I,
while
I
now.
honestly don't
So
even
JoJo's
think
English
that they
release
will.
schedule is so shit. It's actually really unfortunate.
They only just started doing
Part 5.
like, yeah,
How,
they,
like, tell
Part
me how
5 just
the
began.
anime is ahead of the manga release. That's unheard of for a series, especially one as big as JoJo's, and big in the West specifically
Yeah.
too.
It's huge in the West.
Yeah. But all right, so we
Really,
alluded.
I know everybody's seen way too many memes.
People who don't watch any anime at all, don't even really know what anime means, probably have seen at least one JoJo's meme, and could recognize JoJo's memes.
Yeah, I mean the art style's so iconic too.
Yeah.
But all right, so
It changes so differently between parts, yet it's still somehow iconic in each one.
yeah.
I mean, I remember watching like meme
It didn't change that
fucking,
much
I remember
between
watching
1 and
meme
2.
compilations
Yeah,
like
1 and 2
six
Hardly
years,
changed, 'cause
7
it was
years
the same
ago,
season.
and it'd have the thing like where like somebody like in real life like is about to like fall off like a bridge or something, and it'll be like
yeah.
it'll be like the to be continued with fucking rounded
yeah,
out
when we were in
flag.
like middle school, we watched like we just like spent like a little too
Yeah,
long just watching
the
meme
fucking like
compilations of
dank and
to be
offensive
continued
meme
ones.
compilations, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's fucking JoJo, and it like how would I have known that?
didn't
How would
realize they-
anybody have
those were
fucking known
JoJo's
that? The
memes for,
song's in
like, a long
English.
time
It's
after
Yeah.
I watched
crazy.
JoJo's.
The reach of this series is it's kind of hard to comprehend, really.
Yeah. It's influential too, like you know the bits of how it's always a JoJo's reference, but like
That
it
shit's
kind of
true, though.
is. Yeah. Like shit's crazy.
Like,
I saw a compilation. I don't know if it's true or not in this case, but of a shot in Shrek that looked very similar to when Jotaro walks up to Dio and he says, you know, oh, you're approaching me.
Like
that
how often is there like a series which is not not American, which like I would say the majority of people of youngish people at least will have heard of or seen something relating to it. Like it's just it is kind of
I think
crazy.
There's also differences because like because what I'm thinking of is like Squid Game now, but that's because it's a series that'll like it's probably trended on Twitter a bunch and like everybody's talking about it now, so everyone's gonna
Yeah.
watch it now. Kind of like what happened with 13 Reasons Why, I think, because that show did not deserve its
Well,
hype. I
13
don't
Reasons
think.
Why is American, and Squid
Oh,
Game
that's
is on
right, yeah.
Netflix, which is an American Netflix is very accessible. Like the vast
Yeah.
majority of Americans.
Although
have
now
Netflix.
now Netflix has put quite a few anime on their platform.
Yeah,
They're
now
making
Netflix
original
is
anime
JoJo,
that
but like,
aren't bad.
but it
Yeah.
came out the first iteration came out, like the new iteration came out, I think 2013, I doubt it was on Netflix that early
Yeah,
on.
it definitely wasn't. I mean, they're
So
even
the reach
flipping
of
stuff
it-
around Netflix now.
Yeah.
I think it
for
was during
JoJo's.
part 3 that it started becoming popular in the US, as popular as it was, I believe.
In the West, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be wrong about that, but I believe that's what it was.
I mean, part. I remember seeing I outsmarted you're outsmarting on like Instagram meme pages like literal years before I even considered watching the series. But other than that, I don't remember if part 1 or 2 had that many memeable moments. I'm sure it
Not
had
really as
some,
many.
but yeah. All right, but we
Wait, part 1 or 2? Wait, you told me the part with fucking Joseph doesn't have memeable.
Stroheim, actually.
I don't remember
Stroheim?
seeing them. But like the oh you're approaching me and shit. Or maybe that's the only one. I don't remember. It's been so long since I hadn't seen JoJo's, but like also or rather hadn't seen JoJo's and was paying attention to memes. Like it's just weird to think about.
Wait, did you say that? Wait, I'm sorry, I might have heard. Did you say like there are no memeable moments in like part 1 and 2, or
I
they're
said
only
no, I said I didn't remember very many. So
from part 1 and 2? Really?
yeah. I hadn't.
Okay, I thought
but
that's what I heard. I got surprised. You have like what you call it?
Yeah.
You got the fucking oh no, it was me Dio.
That's
You
right,
got
yeah, that one's
fucking
pretty
Little
big.
you
Dio
got
guy.
next you're gonna say.
Oh, I don't think I ever really saw that on like meme pages and shit, actually.
Yeah, there's some stuff
Really?
that
I
gets
saw
that
memed a
all the
lot, but
time.
only among circles of. Only within circles of people
Oh,
that
Drew, you
already
made a
watch
mistake.
JoJo's and anime. Yeah, I got it.
Bad mistake.
Shouldn't have done that.
Oh yeah, the other reason JoJo references are so like easy for people to make is because they include band names and stuff like
Yeah.
specifically Western bands.
And also just the
So
versatility of JoJo's of like all of the different genres and habits. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna hit at least one thing from each, a lot of stuff.
yeah,
That's something that's kind of got away from me.
that's alright.
I feel like by all accounts, like personally at least, this is not a show that I should enjoy. Because like other shows that are also extremely over the top in what they do, such as like Kakegurui or
Yeah.
or not Fire Force, fucking Food Wars,
Yeah,
for example. Like
Well,
I'm not a
that's
fan
cool.
of their
I think they're
shows.
that's
I-
very different to compare to JoJo's.
Well, I
They're-
think they're like they have I think in like what the style of the show is, and that they're very like over the top and dramatic. I think that's where you can draw similarities. The
Okay.
thing with JoJo that I like so much about it, though, I guess what makes me actually enjoy it at all, is that it's so creative. I love how there's so many different like just worlds. They can go to different areas, different villains with so many traits and abilities. It really
Mhm.
makes no 2 episodes feel the same.
I did say before I
I love
even
about it.
watched
Well,
the
apart from
show,
the serial episodes,
The what
serial.
episodes?
the ones where there's multiple parts.
Hmm.
Not like the food
Oh.
cereal.
Oh,
Like
I didn't know you.
cereal with an S.
No, I knew you didn't mean like
Yeah.
cereal was in like fucking.
I thought for a
Weetabix.
second you
I
might have
did
been
not
talking
know that.
about as like
I
moments
know-
where you're saying, "Oh, he will never." Spits out the cereal.
Oh, gee.
I love that meme too much. When
You
I
wish.
first saw "He Will Never Buy a Zoo," and then "We Bought a Zoo" by Matt Damon, I fucking lost it, dude. Holy shit. And I shouldn't have, but I did. Anyways,
It was just so funny.
yeah, funniest shit I've ever seen. What were we talking about? I completely lost that
I think
conversation.
we were
talking
going
about
with villains at
JoJo's.
some point.
Well, yeah, JoJo's obviously.
I think we were talking about like the reach of JoJo. I think we had passed
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I guess Andrew, you wanted to talk about your other thing?
Yes. So, I forget which. It might have been Assassination Classroom that when we were group watching inspired me to want to talk about this. The art of villainy, which is like something I wish people touched on more in. Like the other day, I had looked up to see if anyone had made like a YouTube video about it or something, and I couldn't really find anything super well made about it, or I don't want to say that. Anything that really caught my eye, I didn't like go researching super hard or anything, but because like I think what really makes a good series is a really interesting or at least fun to watch villain, and if you don't have that, it's gonna make it hard to follow because I don't know. Always rooting for the good guy when you know they're gonna win just feels kind of lame sometimes. When you have a villain you want to root for too, like they probably won't win, but it's at least fun along the ride. And I think JoJo's does that extremely well. Just why I wanted to pair these two topics together because, like we said before, Part Four's villain Yoshikage Kira, a very interesting character, serial killer with a hand fetish, who gets involved with the Joe Bros of the part and Josuke. Um, what do you think makes him such a good villain?
Yeah.
This is an open-ended.
I've honestly like I've thought about him a lot and like just
Me
what
You have.
too.
well it you know what I mean like
he's so
like
handsome. How could you not?
like what I think makes him good because like I mean since watching like the part I've thought like he's a very good villain. I couldn't really put my finger on like what makes him so good to me, and I don't think I still can, but I feel like one of the things that I feel is that he is just a normal guy. Like he could be anybody, really.
It could be
He's
you.
just
It could be me.
Well, he was wearing a
I
purple suit though. Just
I
not everybody can pull that off.
That's true. That's true.
But I think he could literally like in the real life. He's just like he embodies like anybody who has a lot of power like would do. Like all he wants to do, he doesn't want to like control the world. He doesn't want to do anything like super over the top and like, you know, be a dictator or whatever. He just wants to do what he can and he doesn't want anybody to get in the way of him achieving what he'll make him happy. And that's I think just super relatable and easy to understand.
However,
Even if
what
I
he
think he
does
It only
like to
genuinely,
do
differs for
is
what he
not.
likes to do.
Yeah, that's not as relatable. What he likes to do, but
well,
Or maybe it is.
specifically, but I
I
think
hope
if
it's not.
anybody
I'm sure
was in a, I
somebody's a
think if
murderer.
anybody had the position, was in
One
the
of our
position
listeners.
of power that he is in with his ability to just, you know, live their lives and also on the side, you know, do whatever they want,
Yeah,
assuming people don't find out, I think they would. And I think I just think it's very easy to understand and makes him very just makes him very relatable, and I totally like, you know, I obviously don't empathize with him fucking murdering people, but I can completely like understand that like he can do this. He has the ability. Nobody will find out assuming he's like he does everything normally, you know, and he doesn't want to be stopped. He just wants to do what he can do, and it's just easy to understand for me.
fair enough. Anything else anyone would like to add about this character?
Well, for me, it was kind of different about why I liked him. Um,
So you mean you didn't relate with the murderer?
I didn't relate with him. I didn't necessarily find him all that relatable, but I can understand why other people might. But for me, it was I think we've talked about this before. But I don't think anyone here has watched American Psycho. But the same reason people like uh, Patrick Bateman. I
Yeah.
don't think that's his name. Okay,
No, that's
Patrick
it.
Bateman. All right. The same reason people like
Master
Patrick Bateman
Bateman.
from American Psycho is the same reason people like Kira. I don't know what that reason is, but I loved both of them. I thought they were both great characters to see. I think it was something along like something of like their confidence that they can get away with it, but without being like that like annoying super cocky villain where they do like huge stuff and like I can get away with anything. No, they were doing like simple stuff and they were making good decisions all the way through. And like seeing them like just confident enough that they get away with it, and like their like smoothness of everything, of like they were well, like always calm and collected. And but then another part, and I've said this so many times before, one of my favorite things to see in a show is I don't know why, it just gives me like chills every time I see it happen. I just love it. When some character is super cocky, they know they're going to win. They are completely sure of anything. Don't have a worry in the world about what's going to happen. And then someone puts them in their place, and they're like, oh shit. wait, no, I'm either definitely going to lose, or there's a strong possibility that I could lose here. My victory is no longer a guarantee. Their sudden realization of that is just such a, and like just the
It's
whole thing of like
satisfying.
someone seeing like everything fall apart around them, seeing the hero make that happen is just such. Even if I don't care for the hero at all, which I also do happen to care for the heroes a lot in JoJo's.
How could
He
you
wasn't
not?
really a hero to root for in American Psycho, but just seeing everything kind of like fall apart around them, I don't know, something about that just so fucking cool to me. And Kira was like the perfect setup and perfect
Execution.
outcome for the execution for that happening.
Fair
Because
enough.
even the viewer wasn't thinking, "Oh, look at this cocky guy! I can't wait to see him get put in his place." The viewer, aside from the fact that they know, okay, yeah, the good guys are probably going to win this, they're like, no, that he definitely could get away with this, and like he wasn't necessarily targeting them, so it wasn't even there was a possibility that he gets away with it, and the heroes survive to the end. So like, you really could see Kira still winning. So like, it was actually like warranted cockiness that he had.
I mean, if it was personally, if it was like a standalone story that had no relation to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I could, but because it's JoJo's Bizarre
Yeah.
Adventure, I think we all
Yeah.
knew that, like, yeah, the villain.
I think if it happened right after part 1, where you know, he dies, it would have actually, it may have been even cooler, because then we could have like, we
Yeah, you don't
definitely
really
could
know
have
what
believed
happened.
like, oh, he definitely could kill these characters. Part 5, and honestly, Josuke doesn't even
Even part
isn't
3
ever
had some
mentioned
major
outside
character
of
deaths.
Rohan, the Rohan OVA.
The spoke Rohan.
Yeah,
Kishibe.
the spoke Rohan Kishibe, in which
Josuke
Josuke's like
doesn't even
kind
have
of
a
it,
voice
but not
actor.
really. You only see the back of his head.
Yeah, that was
He doesn't
fucked up.
speak. But outside of that, he never shows up again. So like, this is kind of fucked up. But they definitely could have killed off Josuke. And depending on
Yeah.
the method in which they did that, that actually could have wound up being really fucking cool if they did it in like a really good way. I think safer method, don't kill off the main character that a lot of people really like. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Rohan is awesome. I like. I don't know.
I
y'all's
hated
opinion, but I feel like I
Rohan
remember you guys not liking
the
him.
episode he was introduced, and after that, I thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I
I
mean,
thought he
that's
was really
what
annoying
that
at
was
the
the
very
point of
beginning,
it.
but then once he
You were
joined,
supposed to hate him.
once he joined their side, I was like, yeah, no, Rohan's awesome. Rohan's probably my favorite of the good guys. In fact, no, Rohan is definitely
No,
my favorite.
okay,
of the good guys
Yasu
in that part.
is fucking. He's
Okuyasu
he's
is
too
a very
good.
close second.
He's
very,
so
very
dumb, dude.
so
Holy
close.
shit.
There are a lot of
Before
great.
we started
I
recording,
think I mainly
we
like
pointed
Rohan's
out.
character design.
Hmm,
Yeah.
do
I
like that.
I thought it was
the
really
first time I thought
cool.
it was so weird, but I honestly really started liking it the second watch.
Oh,
I-
also another thing
I
about
thought it was
Kira-
really cool how he was like the self-insert for Araki almost.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For Kira,
Oh
you
yeah.
didn't even mention this. Bites of Dust is probably definitely. Bites of Dust is my favorite of the animated stands. Bites of Dust is not Bites of Dust. Killer Queen.
There you
Killer
go.
Queen, but because of Bites of Dust. Bites of
Yeah.
Dust has a big impact on it. Killer
I
Queen
thought his stand was
is
really
so
sick.
cool. I love the way it looks, where it's like a it's like Alpha.
Oh,
It's kind
yeah.
of got like the MMA fighter or like boxer, whatever it is, like look
Yeah.
to it, and like the designs and all of these things with like cat-eared skulls. Those things look cool. I said earlier today. The first
Oh,
time
yeah.
that I get to wear a suit,
We
I am
pulling
wearing
up
a
to the
fucking
Mario
Kira tie.
movie premiere with
Yeah.
all suits, baby.
100%. I am
Fuck
wearing,
yeah.
getting a Kira tie, and I am wearing that to every formal event till the day I die.
You don't want to be
It's
one of
You
them.
could get a-
True,
subtle
true.
enough where it's
You could
not.
get a
You don't want to be
JoJo
one of
suit.
them now.
That's why.
Come now.
Because
No,
it's
but
just
that's
a tie.
like-
I wouldn't wear the
That's
full
like that
Kira.
merch where it's like cool to wear, where it's like
Yeah.
super subtle, and you need to know the show to
Like
know what it
the
is.
the
I thought you liked
Ichiraku
that,
ramen shirt. That's why
Yeah.
I really like that.
I really like the.
So
like,
that's
you
cool.
know,
Wait.
It
It
looks
doesn't
like
say
you're just
Naruto on it.
advertising for an Ichiraku ramen.
Oh wait, do you mean
Yeah.
do you mean like like just Kira's tie that he wears? In
Yeah,
the
the tie that he wears. in the
Yeah,
show.
not that it's
Oh,
Kira
okay.
on the tie.
Yeah,
Dude,
no,
I
that's what I
love
was
that.
thinking.
But the tie that he wears in the show looks so cool. It looks like it's just a fairly fancy. Like if you know nothing about JoJo's, it looks like it's just that's like a fancy, somewhat a little bit extra stuff on there, but just a cool looking design on a tie. you wouldn't think it's anything. But if you know it, it's cool. If you don't know it, it just looks nice.
Yeah, I love merch like that. I don't think I have
Yeah.
too much of it, but I'm
I only
just
have like
I unfortunately
you
don't
know,
have
I
two
any.
of those. I've got a
I have been eyeing that Ichiraku ramen shirt because I think it's
I actually have
really
three. I've got
sick.
this cool Cowboy Bebop shirt that I. It's weird.
That
My-
that's definitely not subtle as the
yeah,
big print
it's not
on
it's not
it.
subtle, but like I own three like shirts that like I would say are like actually like nerdy things. A Cowboy Bebop shirt, which I haven't even finished the show. I just love the way that shirt looks, so I got it. Fake fan, whatever. I don't even
Hey
know if I'm
man,
gonna
you
finish.
said it,
Eventually,
not
I'll
me.
finish the show. That one. Then I've got a Jujutsu Kaisen t-shirt, which I love the way it looks. It's so cool.
It has
Um,
the dog on it, right?
Yeah, it's the Uniqlo Jujutsu Kaisen shirt. The one's like all white and it's got like the big dog on it.
Yeah,
It's got
I'll put a picture on screen
Megumi's
for
hands in
this.
the corner. Yeah, and this guy's name. All that. Love that shirt. It's really cool. And then a for Junji Ito a
Oh, I forgot you had
Enigma
that
of Amigara Fault t-shirt, where it's got like
Ooh,
a design. I
damn,
don't
what's
like
that
the
look like?
so okay, so I
We
don't
were
like the
there
front
when
too
he got
much.
it, I think.
Yeah, you were there when I got it. You got it.
I don't remember
Hot
it
Topic.
because I don't think I'd read the story
That
yet.
fucking
You
hot
haven't yet,
top.
no. Yeah, but a hot top. It was like 20. It was like, no, I don't know how much it was. More than I wanted to pay for a t-shirt, but it was so cool. The design on the front is like whatever. It's got like just kind of like a pretty basic thing where it's got like three of like the holes for the people to go into, with like a design around it, and it just says Enigma of Amigara Fault on the bottom. But the back is just the first panel of the manga, and the first panel of that story is I don't think I think it's the first panel. It's one of the panels, or it's like a few panels cut together, but it just looks so cool. And that shirt and the Jujutsu Kaisen shirt I love. Yet I go to a fairly nerdy school. There's a lot of people here that definitely recognize that, but no one ever mentions that. But when I wear the Cowboy Bebop shirt for some reason, I get people's like many people, at least like one in each of my classes and like a few in between classes while I'm eating meals, are like, "Oh, it's a cool shirt." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Like, why do you have to say it's a cool shirt for the one shirt I don't really care about? Like,
Well, does it say Jujutsu Kaisen on that one shirt?
no, but it's very recognizable as a Jujutsu Kaisen shirt.
But if it did say Jujutsu Kaisen, maybe someone would say, "Oh, damn."
Maybe. But like, I want when people come
Just wear a
wearing
Demon
a
Slayer
cool
shirt.
shirt
bro.
is a good way. I almost got a Demon Slayer shirt from Uniqlo when they had because they had
Yeah,
a really,
I
really
will
cool
admit
looking
the one
one.
with the Hashira and like the 7
Yeah.
panels or whatever, it looks
I
really
love
cool.
I love the way it
And
looks, but
I
I'm
mean, you
big,
know our
and that's a
feelings towards
small.
Demon Slayer. I don't need to
Yeah, but
reiterate.
I don't even wear
that.
that shirt. I think it's a cool enough shirt. I don't hate Demon Slayer. I think it's a fine show. I'm actually
Yeah.
really enjoying the manga, so I'd be fine if all that. But like, I wear those shirts, one because I think they're cool, but two because there's a good way. Like, if someone likes that thing, then maybe they'll come up to me and talk to me about the shirt. I'm like, oh, cool, a person to talk about this thing with. I don't care about talking about Cowboy Bebop that much.
There's
So I
nothing to
don't-
talk
it's
about.
Here's the thing,
It's an
Drew.
episode
You
of
should
show.
have a
finish
few
that show
shirts.
because
I have a few
the
shirts
ending's
that are
really
also
interesting
like
to that
nerdy shirts. So I've
I
got like
will
that.
finish this one.
I've got like the Hisoka one. I've got the Love
That
Live
shirt's
one,
a
of
drip
course.
as fuck. Oh,
Oh
my
my
god,
God,
that
the
Love
Love
Live
one.
shirt.
I probably have one or two more. I haven't worn either of those ever to school so far because what I realize is I'm in a Japanese class, right? Most
Oh my
of them,
God, you look. Oh my God.
yeah, most of them are one of them, so I would
Oh.
feel fine wearing it there. The thing is, like, I'm a guy. I kind of want to pick up girls. I kind of want to get a girlfriend. Not a good way to do it by wearing a fucking
To be
shirt
fair,
with 9
No.
high school
to
girls
be
on
fair,
it.
Dylan, you know that if you do get a girl while you're wearing that shirt, she's a keeper.
Yeah, you gotta think that.
Yeah,
is-
but if but once I'm gonna assume I'm gonna get a girlfriend, like, you know, while I
Bro, who
still
the fuck
am
wouldn't
having
want
the
you?
shirt, and
Oh,
like,
no, but I
I
mean, like,
can't
while you're
fucking,
wearing it,
like,
you know instantly.
yeah, I know, but I can never like Chris said in the first episode, I cannot show my power level. I just can't.
Oh, that's what we call a throwback right there. Damn.
You
Yeah,
know,
but I think
actually,
that
in
this-
my class on
So-
Wednesday, we did like
Honestly, very dumb. Why do you call that power level, man?
That's such a fucking weird way to describe it.
I
Oh
was-
my
I
God.
was
Really thought he
talking-
discovered a new.
I
Like,
wait,
breakthrough
that
there.
reminds me. Yeah. On so in my Japanese class, every Wednesday, like afterwards, we just have like a Japanese speaking like thing with one of the students who's just like an above level, and he brought up the term like what you're called. He brought up the term like power level or something like
What
that.
the
to
hell?
reference, like, his nerdy shit, and
No way.
I mentioned the
Huh?
concept of
There's no
us.
way.
I mentioned the concept of us and them to him, and he just got it instantly.
Dude,
Like-
Oh my
what the
God.
fuck?
Is he one of us?
He's one of us. Yeah, he's a funny
Oh.
guy.
God.
Well,
What
that's
the
cool.
hell?
Yeah, he's a
Maybe
cool guy.
he's a
Yeah.
listener.
Maybe he's a fan.
We literally
Yeah, tell him
uploaded
about
the first
this.
episode like a week ago, and this interaction probably
I
happened
what you
before
call it?
that.
He linked his he sent his he did like a set up a fucking PowerPoint and he had his Discord on there. So I'm friends with him on Discord. So
Hey.
yeah, I'll link him the episodes.
Oh my God.
Lit.
Yeah.
That's sick.
But
Dylan,
yeah, he's a great guy. He's
Okay.
just a few years older.
Dylan, I've said this before. I think this is a pretty good thing to follow. And normally I have pretty terrible ideas and advice, especially in this area. But I think this one is a pretty good one to follow.
Mhm,
So if you're trying to like get a girlfriend or a friend or whatever,
mhm.
people often say like, oh, if you like, let's say for instance, your Love Live shirt. Obvious,
Oh.
most common sense is don't wear your Love Live shirt if you're trying to get a girlfriend. That's a bad idea. But
Yeah.
also think about it this way: you like Love Live a lot.
Mhm,
Love Live is somewhat, on some level, important to you.
mhm.
Would you really want a want to be to date someone who wouldn't want to be with you if you liked Love Live? Like,
No,
you
no,
should-
no. Here's the thing,
That's
right?
not about liking
It's-
Love
it's
Live.
not-
It's about wearing a
That's-
fucking
yeah,
Love Live
yeah,
shirt.
But, like,
Look,
you shouldn't
true.
just like hide
I
stuff
would
you like from
no,
people.
I'm not
that you
gonna
like, 'cause
hide it. It's just that like it's a fucking awful
bad
way
first
to
obviously
like
the shirt.
introduce
The shirt is
myself.
definitely a
Yeah.
bad example because the shirt is a bit much. But like even for like being really into something nerdy, like let's say you really like D&D or something, and you want to like hide that from someone because you think, oh, they wouldn't want to be with me if they know I like D&D. Well, would you really want to be with someone who wouldn't want to be with someone
It's
nerdy?
not
Like,
that it's not that I think like, oh, they find out, all right,
Yeah.
we're breaking up. It's like it's because I don't know them that well. I kind of want to like
Hide your
ease
power
into it
level.
like with normal
that's
shit.
fair,
And
that's
then
fair.
and then once we know each other better, then I'll like drop in my weird ass shit, and
Yeah.
then they'll drop in their weird ass shit to me, and like
The
that's how
power
we
You're
gel.
getting a
level
little too
theory.
close to what Chris is saying.
Yeah, no, but he's
really
right
is just
though.
describing
He's
how
right.
to
It's
make
just calling it
friends.
power level, which is
Yeah,
the problem.
he's
He thought
right.
he like had some like revolutionary discovery. He's literally just describing how to make friends as a slightly introverted person.
Okay, but he still is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's correct. He
Yeah,
just
but-
said it in the dumbest way possible.
He thought it was profound, but it was like pretty basic.
Super obvious.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it
And
couldn't
then
have
he
been
gave it
that
some weird
obvious
ass
if you were saying
terminology.
if you were saying to me, Drew, like, what I'm like, I'm gonna hide it. Like, the plan is never to like hide that shit. It's just that, like, imagine I walk up to a girl, like, I walk up to a hot girl, and I'm just like, or not like walk up to
You
somebody
got your
like,
Love Live shirt on.
Casually
Say,
approach.
you
but
wet yet?
just like I'm
Can
talking
lick
to a
little
girl.
moves, too.
I'm just like in class. There's a hot girl sitting next to me, and I want to talk to her. I'm like, hey, what's up? How's your day going? And they're like, oh hey, and they look down at my shirt, and they're like, hi.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna go talk to anybody else right now. That's why in my Japanese class, like I've tried to make it so that like I don't know who was gonna be in there like on the first day, but I don't think I've worn like any nerdy shit. The only nerdy thing I've worn is it's not even nerdy. It's just like my Japan soccer shirt. This is a Japanese class, and like I guess you can consider that like nerdy because it's Japan or whatever the fuck.
It is soccer,
like-
though, so like that's. They kinda,
Yeah,
I think that cancels it. Are you saying just Japan is nerdy?
I mean,
No,
for a
wearing
Japanese,
Japan
Taking an
merch
interest
to
in
a
Japan.
Japanese
yeah,
class.
wearing a
Yeah.
Japan would be like, oh, you like
It's like
it because it's
weeby.
it's Japan, and I just think like it looks fucking cool as shit. But like I've mainly just been wearing like clothes that I think just like look good. I've been trying to have a good sense of style, just so that
And
like
may I add, that pic
You
from
fucking-
That
yesterday.
you
You're a
fucking
trippy.
succeeded.
Holy
Oh my
shit,
God.
drippy as fuck.
what with my suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been-
Like
I've
we've
been
been
trying
talking
to-
about going to the Mario premiere in a suit before that, but goddamn, you were gonna rock that shit, Dylan.
I've been trying. I mean, I've been working on my style the past month. That's why I bought a couple of cardigans. Here, I'm gonna send the Discord.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
send
right.
in-
You sent that before. That's also drip as fuck, dude.
I'm gonna
Holy
send
shit.
in
Is
the
any
outfit I
drip
wore,
parallel to fucking cardigans?
a few days ago. What
Mm.
happened?
I
This
think
is what I
suits
wore a
look
few
great.
days ago. Nice purple sweater, that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
that's just like
Keep it simple.
simple, but like
Just-
super clean drip.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
like I
very
just
nice.
want to do stuff like, and then when I want to do something like that, and I want to wear like athletic stuff, I'll just like a hoodie, and then like a soccer shirt over it, like shorts, like not ankle socks. Ankle socks don't kind of look that good.
Ankle
That's
socks
something.
I hate ankle socks so
Yeah,
much.
that's something. That's
They
something
look
I've
bad
Yeah, me
and they're
too.
uncomfortable. There's
like
like
Crew
yeah.
socks
no
for the
reason
win.
to
Something I've
I really could
learned
not
like
imagine not
over
wearing crew
time.
socks.
Like it's
Yeah.
just opening up to like that sort of thing and recognizing like if you like you gotta put in the effort if you want like the rewards. That's what I've just learned.
I'm not saying I want to wear thigh highs, but they look super
Please don't. Stop your train of thought there.
I mean, Nick. To be fair, this is Hill femboy man.
Oh
Colt,
yeah. You know what?
so
Never
go
mind.
for it, Drew.
Colt.
Little femboy man
Yeah,
group.
that's like a syndicate.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the name of it. Why are you even
That is our
questioning
name.
it?
I
Oh.
wasn't. That's good.
I was
I
talking
just-
to Nick.
It slipped my mind that I joined a cult. That's all.
Oh yeah. Well, you were once with the Catholic Church.
All things serious, I do like wearing.
There
my,
we go,
like,
guys.
socks,
I hate
like,
religion
as high as
again.
I can.
Well, we already talked about that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I
did?
said again.
Yeah,
The episode
one.
one.
That was
Damn,
religion.
you really should rewatch our.
I
or
did watch.
rewatch-
Wait, was it before or after the them talk? Because I
It was
stopped
after.
watching.
It was
them.
at the end.
Oh, okay. I thought that went to the end because I didn't want to listen.
I
to that
talked
anymore.
about how religion is like the cause of all problems.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember that. I
Yeah.
do remember that. Never mind.
If you want to
In
hear
all
the full
reality,
thoughts, go ahead.
isn't
and
it-
watch that shit. Well, I mean, we go over.
Find
it
out
in
more
depth.
in
Yeah.
Ghost Syndicate episode 1.
The beginning, featuring Doper.
Ghost Cult, if you will.
The beginning of the end,
Syndicate Cult.
or the end of the beginning.
Syndicate cult. Damn, dude. It's like saying you go to the
Next time I go to the mosque.
Alright, anyways, so back to we went on a big rant there. Back to the art of villainy. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Oh,
We were still on about
To the
that?
real
Yeah.
Oh,
topic.
my bad in real life.
No, no,
I
you're
never even
good,
dropped
Dylan.
my thoughts because honestly, I like Kira for an even different reason than both of yours.
Oh, yeah, yeah, please share. I was gonna ask because you just finished rewatching that part,
Yeah.
obviously.
When that dude said that the Mona Lisa gave him a boner,
You really
Dude,
felt
no,
that?
his
That
whole
hit- that hit
speech
home?
was fucking
that's not it.
insane.
That's not the reason. That was a joke.
Okay.
Guys, it was sarcasm.
We do a bit of tomfoolery.
Gosh, yes.
We partake
I just
in
said
a
that
wee
out
bit.
loud. Oh my god.
What the fuck did you say, Drew? Sorry, I
I said
wasn't.
slash s.
Yeah.
You do on Reddit when you're being sarcastic.
Bro, you get the fuck out of here.
Alright, so why did you like Kieran?
I thought he was a fascinating villain. Like not even his character, his anything. Just the fact that they included this guy in this show that is proven to just be ridiculousness and you're supposed to just watch it and enjoy yourself. Plus, not important, the characters are just supposed to be goofy. And then
Yeah.
there's this guy. And this guy's, he's just a fucking psychopath. He kills people
know,
for fun.
That's really interesting that you brought that up, because I think that plays really well into his character. Because I was holding off on my opinion, because...
Yeah, but I mean, he's just like, he's such a different character than
No,
anything
no.
else that JoJo's ever offered.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Thought that was
that's what I kind of meant when
Honestly,
I said like
fascinating.
he's a normal guy. Like on the outside, like you would never be able
Yeah.
to tell, but he has these inner machinations that a lot of people do have, and like they emphasize that he is just a normal guy when they're saying like, yeah, he was an average student in school, got average grades, he had some friends, wasn't super popular, all that sort of thing, and it could be literally anybody. And it just
Yeah.
happens to be this guy.
Well, yeah, so the
thought
reason
the
I find
craziest
that
part was his
take,
motivation, honestly.
that
He
just wants
didn't
a
have
quiet life.
motivation other than he wanted them to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
okay,
it's just it's so simple and just relatable.
So for the longest time, I've always heard people compliment how good of a character Kira was, and while I enjoyed having him on screen, I never really understood why. But that statement might have actually made me realize how genius his character was, Nick. So you just made me realize that the juxtaposition of the show's goofy sides, with Okuyasu being literally brain dead the entire series, and like Josuke getting mad about people insulting his hair and stuff, and then just this basically cranky old man who's secretly a serial killer, just wanting to get rid of them because
Isn't Kira old?
he was
38.
33.
He was 30 or something.
33.
33 is definitely not
Yeah.
old.
Well, I mean, he might,
Singer.
Drew,
33-year-olds would call themselves old.
Yeah,
Drew,
exactly.
just because I
I would
called him
call a
old doesn't.
33-year-old.
I'm calling him old as like a mindset of old, where he's just this guy who wants to be left alone, live a quiet
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
but he's in this bizarre world, if you will. I'm starting to think that
A
might have been
crazy,
like,
noisy, bizarre town.
yeah, I'm starting to think, guess. I'm starting to
Alright,
think that might have
we're
been
starting
a
to become them, guys.
genius.
Let's get back on track.
No,
Never.
if you think that, then maybe.
I'm sorry, Dylan. I didn't mean to do it to you like that.
I can't lose you too, Dylan.
But I think that might actually just be the best part of his character and why it might be genius. Yeah, I never understood it until now, so thank you, Nick. I think I
Anytime,
enjoy his
bro.
character a lot more now. It's kind of insane.
While we're on the talk of villains, who are y'all's like favorite villains?
Oh, Drew, you know
In
mine.
like anime or
That's not yours. I know
Yeah.
this was
specifically?
partly
In
used as a
media,
segue
we
'cause
gotta
I know I
expand
into
wanted to talk
media.
about that guy.
In media, bro.
anything.
Donald
yeah.
Trump.
In anything, I'm.
Oh no!
Oh my
Don't
God,
say,
that's a
don't,
fucking
don't
can
say
of
your
worms.
fucking real life villain. Don't say like fucking Adolf or anything.
Adolf. Not Adolf, Adolf.
A
Adolf.
singular doll.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
One
okay,
Dolph.
okay. Sorry, I'll go
One
last
Dolph
because
is
Drew knows
trouble.
who
Two
mine
Dolphs
is.
is double.
Let's just go same order, because I'd like to save my thoughts,
All right,
because it's
You
gonna
know,
blow
it's
y'all's
okay.
minds.
So Drew,
Oh,
you're
boy, I can't
no, wait, Nick, you're first then, or are you saying the same order as
Dylan
Kira?
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same order as
Oh,
Kira
okay.
opinions.
Then yeah, Dylan, you're first. Who's your
Uh,
favorite villain to watch?
Oh, my favorite
Or,
villain.
I guess in
We
anything.
like. I need to go through like my list.
I have
of, like,
mine.
Is there
Mine
anyone that
is
just
not
comes to
really
mind
sure.
right now?
Anyone that just comes to mind like immediately?
Mhm.
Not really. I don't think about villains all that much. I just need to look through like everything I've like experienced. I have a good idea.
Okay. Then while he's looking, Drew, why don't you share yours?
Okay. So my favorite is probably Sato from Aijin. Now I
have
know
heard
I'm the
very
only
good
one here
Oh,
that has
dude! Wait, where? You
read
know who
that.
I hope listens to our podcast?
the goat.
Ike. Ike the
Ike.
Goat. Holy shit! What a man. The
Sorry,
waiter
Ike
from
the Goat.
Chili's. Oh,
He's an amazing man.
what a legend.
The waiter from Chili's.
He recognized
Like, you know
that
who
I
you
was
are. You're the best.
reading
I really
Aijin
hope he
while
ends
we're
up
at the
watching our
table, and
podcast.
he said, "Oh, I love Aijin."
Be honored.
And we talked about it,
Dude.
and for some reason, me recommending Aijin, like I said to everyone, "Oh, you guys should all watch Aijin." Like, okay. Then
Read
Ike,
Aijin.
Ike the goat, he said, "Oh, that's Aijin. I like Aijin." And then after he left, these guys were like, I think I'm gonna read Aijin. Like,
Drew,
okay, I
don't
guess-
play this up. I was already planning on reading it, and Nick had
I'm
Well,
mostly-
I
you
wasn't.
recommend
This was
something
like-
to Nick, and he says, "Oh, okay," and then forgets about it. You have to keep pestering him to get him to do shit.
Yeah.
So
Right,
I
so
mean,
either way,
Ike, you are
yeah.
influential as shit. Just you know.
Like, you're
Anyways.
the best. I don't know your last
Anyways.
name.
But
Let me give you
Mr.
this,
Sato,
Ike.
Mr. Sato. Mr. Sato is I like him for very similar reasons why I like Kira, and somewhat similar reasons to why I like the character. Not so much why of his villainy part, but the character of what I know Andrew's gonna say. Of he's only a villain because no, he does terrible things. Mr. Sato especially.
he's the one who
Um,
cut himself into small bits and then
Yeah,
delivered
one just
him.
example of
yeah.
how cool he is. So in Aijin, very
he's the
long
villain?
story. He's the main villain of Aijin. But he doesn't even. It's sometimes hard to tell earlier on who is the main villain because sometimes he's on the good guy's side, sometimes he isn't. Sometimes you want to root for him, and sometimes you don't. But at one example, just something awesome he does in Aijin, there are these things called Aijins. They're basically immortal humans. They can be cut up as small as they want and as small as they can be, and then they'll completely regrow from whatever the biggest piece is. This guy he's trying to get inside of a lockdown building. So what he does is he cuts off his hand, fries it to look like fried chicken, and delivers it to the building as someone's lunch. So now his hand is inside the building. Now, since they regrow from the largest part of his body that's still left, he needs to make sure that his fried chicken hand, which is inside the building's lunchroom, is the biggest part. So he walks to a construction site, or not construction, whatever
Chemical plant?
groundskeeper place.
Yeah.
Finds one of those like industrial big like tree shredder things, and throws himself
chipper?
into it. Yeah, he throws himself to a wood chipper. So then he is now tiny
That's so
pieces of
base.
wood, and then just regrows from his hand, his fried chicken hand in the building, and
Does
proceeds
his hand
to
remain
kill-
fried chicken?
I don't remember about that, but he then proceeds to kill everyone in the building.
Would you say he was on a
Oh
my
chicken
God.
bender?
He is awesome, and I'm not.
Yes,
the
he was.
reasons for him doing this isn't anything deep. He's doing it because he enjoys doing it, and that's it.
Oh,
He's
Likes
being
to
a
be an
villain
asshole.
That's
because
awesome.
he wants to be a villain.
Nick, you would think that's
All
awesome.
of the
no, this show might be.
the reason I liked him so much, the reason I like Kira so much, and the reason I like the one other character not later so much, is that for a while now there are different things that we're gonna talk about for the other guy, but for a while a lot of their villainy is just they're doing stuff not for some grand scheme, but because they want to. They don't have like I'm now remembering actually how that show ended, so that doesn't apply at all to our third character. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not really applying to
I
me.
just remembered exactly how that last episode and how that is not at all what I'm saying. But like characters that are doing stuff not because like especially in shows where there are like somewhat big stake stuff happening and there are people that really care and are really motivated, when a character's doing something they're just living. That's just what they want to do, so they're
Just
gonna do
chilling.
it. Those characters always turn out to be. That's not what makes them interesting, but those characters always turn out to be just so interesting and so much fun to see.
Yeah.
And also, they just do cool shit. Yeah, that's why he's my favorite villain. He's awesome.
Fair enough.
I have a few ideas. I don't think there's any villain that like stands out in my mind as like, wow, they're a fucking amazing villain. But of the ones that I have seen, I would say from My Hero Academia, Gentle Criminal. In season 4, you all won't get there for a while.
It sounds like
Um,
a localized JoJo's name for smooth
Yeah.
criminal.
Have you seen this guy before?
um,
I had
Gentle
not seen
Criminal?
this guy before. Oh my god, he is terrific.
Can you put a
Oh
picture
my
in of him? I
God.
don't know what he looks
Drew, you
like.
wanna
I
do
haven't
it?
seen that.
Yeah.
You're already there.
Oh my, I am in shock.
yeah.
Whoa.
He
Holy
what's it
shit.
called? I won't say
Alright,
what
he's
I
got
won't
that
say what
credit.
I think makes him good because it's a spoiler, of course. But I like him. From other things I've seen, I would say, Mark Zuckerberg from The Social Network, played by Jesse Eisenberg, is an amazing villain.
I don't
in
know what the
that.
fuck you're talking about, but I just heard Mark Zuckerberg and thought you meant the actual person.
No, wait, have any of you seen The Social Network?
I've
No.
seen
Totally going to
first
though.
half of it.
What?
and
How
then
do you
got
watch the
bored and
first
I stopped
half?
watching.
What the fuck?
Because
It's
Mark
such a good
Zuckerberg
movie.
Was an unbearable asshole, and I couldn't bear to see him on screen anymore because he was so annoying. He
Yeah,
just got me so upset. It was like arguing with Nick. I was just so mad at him for being annoying that I wanted to leave. I'm like, oh, I'm not arguing with Mark Zuckerberg. I'm watching a movie, so I can just leave.
Yeah, he's such a fucking
I feel
dick.
bad
I
for
love
anyone that ever had to talk
I don't
to that
love
ma-
it,
I
but-
mean, no, he did a really good job at being just so unbearable.
I mean, Jesse Eisenberg himself is just
Jesse
extremely
Eisenberg's
annoying.
He's such a good actor at being an annoying prick.
He's a good actor, but he can only do like that one role.
Yeah. The
I have
annoying
no idea who this
self-entitled
guy even
young guy.
is.
He's the guy. He
He's
was
in
the,
Now You See Me. I think
he
he's
was
in-
Oh,
in, he was
Lex
fucking Lex
Luthor.
Zombieland.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's Lex
Oh,
Luthor.
I thought of
Uh,
an. Okay, when you're done, I thought of another villain that I love, but I'd love to hate.
Say, I would say from fucking Portal, the fucking
GLaDOS?
GLaDOS?
GLaDOS is
Damn.
a great
Awesome.
villain.
Well, Wheatley.
Wheatley's cool, but GLaDOS is
GLaDOS is
character.
great. Wheatley's
GLaDOS is
Wait,
fucking.
if we're talking about
GLaDOS
video
is
games too,
great
I got a
comedic
fun one to
moments.
add.
GLaDOS is funnier than Wheatley.
GLaDOS is
for
a lot
one.
funnier.
Oh yeah, I just want to
And
harp real
GLaDOS'
quickly
like
on.
character arc
This doesn't have to
is
be a character that
interesting.
you necessarily love because you're rooting for them too. I know that's how I kind of introduced the point, but it can
Yeah,
also
now that I'm
be
thinking that,
it can also be characters that you love to hate.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. There's a few characters I'm gonna
I don't
say.
think
in a
there's
bit that
anybody.
I
Oh,
want.
Isabella from Promise Neverland. I forgot about her.
Ah, yeah.
Amazing villain. And I
Kind of a
think
spoiler that she did, but yeah.
I think my probably personal favorite villain that I can think of off the top of my head. Spoilers for major spoilers for Attack on Titan.
Oh,
Um,
Nick hasn't watched that.
Nick hasn't watched it.
Nick has
No.
Not
not
big
watched
deal.
that.
Go for it.
Oh,
I'm not
No
gonna spoil it for
sacrifice for
you.
clout. Let's do it.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
spoil it.
Get us
no.
trending, Dylan. Come on.
Can we mute? Could somebody mute Nick real
yeah.
quick?
We'll
He doesn't
we'll
hear.
plug Nick's ears.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, who is it?
Have you plugged his ears?
Yeah, his ears are plugged.
Okay. Aaron. Aaron.
Oh my
doesn't
God,
mute.
yeah.
The villain. He is.
Aaron is
He's
completely
so.
different.
I fucking like. I mean, I know a lot of people. I know you guys. Andrew doesn't
I
like.
hated
I know
him
Andrew
during the
doesn't like him.
season, but in
Well,
what's
no, I
left of
liked
the
him.
manga, I liked him.
Oh, you liked him as a villain?
Yeah, Drew hated him
really?
when he was first watching
Oh.
it.
During the actual.
Yeah,
what's
I
been
fucking-
animated.
I also
I
read
fucking
ahead
love-
too, so my opinion is skewed. I remember thinking this is weird
I
for
like
him.
him now.
Yeah, I remember thinking this is
I
weird,
honestly,
but I kind of like it.
I
but
love
then
villain
ended up
Aaron.
really
It makes
liking
so much sense for his character to just be like he's been beaten down his
it. Is
entire
Nick
life,
still definitely
and he's
okay.
never been like
Yes, he
any
is.
closer to freedom.
His
and this is
the scene where he decided to beat Mikasa with words and Armin with his
What?
fist was so funny. Because
That
he
was
knew he
so
couldn't beat them
fucking
the other way
brutal.
around.
It was
Yeah.
hard to watch, but I loved
It was.
It was
Okay.
hard, but it makes so much sense, and it's fucking
Yeah.
brutal. And I just completely understand it. Like, I don't care that Aaron is a fucking genocidal maniac now. I completely fucking understand it. You know what? I'm fucking with him. I'm a fucking Jaegerist.
Oh my
Fucking
God.
annihilate all the Marlians. I
Wow.
don't give a shit.
Fox sucks.
They
Alright.
fucking
All
fucking
right.
deserve
Okay,
it.
let's
So
undeafen Nick.
that's the end of that
There you
that
go.
villain. I agree with you, Dylan. I
Okay.
thought he was really fun.
I thought of 2 more villains.
Damn, that sucks, Drew. You thought of more villains, but this is where it cuts off. So, if you want to hear what Drew has to say, what I end up having to say, and also Nick, we only got through Dylan. Make sure to check out episode 5. Yeah. Thank you for watching.